Hello, I'm Peter Stewart. On Twitter, I'm Tweeter Stewart. We're talking about your pitch range because, as I mentioned yesterday, if you use a wide pitch range when speaking, it'll help engage your audience, because you've got more variety, you've got more character there. Now, I'm not saying that it should be super wide. You don't want to be swooping up and down from sentence to sentence. It'll make you sound very odd indeed, at best patronising, and at worst as though you're some kind of crazy dude. Yeah, like that. But the range needs to be appropriately, engagingly expressive. And now that you've found your natural pitch that we spoke about over the last couple of 3 days, you'll realise that you vary it and from it and through it in normal conversation, a few notes up and a few notes down. And when you want to draw attention to a word or a phrase, you widen the pitch even further, both higher and lower as well. For example, an important word may be said in a higher pitch, like that, a higher pitch from your normal range, or maybe, if it's really important, you may say it in a lower pitch. It could go either way. Both have a similar effect of highlighting the content to your audience. Let's give another example of that. Here we go. The president said she was going to resign. Now, I've said that completely flat, but the key word is obviously the last one, And you could draw attention to it either by raising or lowering the pitch in which you say it. The president said she was going to resign. The president said she was going to resign. And it's perhaps interesting to note, no pun intended, that one's pitch in a situation may depend on several factors. I mean, there's the environment. For example, in a noisy environment, you may be more likely to raise your pitch to highlight an important word rather than lower it, because a higher pitch travels further in the air. It's why police sirens sound as they do. It's why you scream with a high voice rather than a low voice. It's that natural instinct. Higher pitches travel further in the air. And also your culture as well have something to do with it, because as we spoke about a few weeks ago, not only do some languages and cultures have a wider or narrower range of the spoken pitch, but also they use pitch differently than in the English language, where a change in note for other languages can sometimes signify a completely different meaning of the word being uttered. Yeah, we did this before previously in a previous episode. So, a wide pitch range helps to keep listeners listening. It's variety and stops your voice being a monotone. Let's do that as a monotone. So, a wide pitch range helps to keep listeners listening. It's variety and stops your voice being monotone. Using a flexible voice allows you to become more engaging. So, a wide pitch range helps you to keep listeners listening. It's variety and stops your voice being a monotone. Using a flexible voice allows you to become more engaging. So various varieties there, making, just for the illustration there, the monotone more monotone and the variety a bit more variety in there. Hopefully that made sense. And any issues, any questions, any comments, any feedback, get in touch on Twitter. I'm Tweeter Stewart, TWEETERSTEWART, and also you can leave a comment or a review in the podcast player that you're listening through to this on. Of course, welcome that as always. Tomorrow, the higher and louder pitfall as Get a Better Broadcast Podcast and Video Voice continues. From London, I'm Peter Stewart.